which is your favorite mobile game?
Tetris. I'm old school.
Tetris, yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I have played tons of Tetris as well.
Yeah.
Is there some competition going on when you play Tetris?
Good enough, so you gotta be great, and I'ma do whatever it takes. Doing what I love in life, and I'll pay the price, and not stopping even if the shit kills me, even if it kills me.
Hello, my friends, and welcome to MattGron Talks. This is episode 185, and my name is Mattias Gronborg, aka MattGron, and here I share my scale-up journey, building my company from nothing to something. And of course, with me, as usual, my dear friend and co-host Svea Malina Landshoff. How are you doing?
Hi, I'm doing great. And I'm the one who's always doing this weird move, so Mattias is talking from nothing to something. Welcome to MattGron Talks. This is where entrepreneurship runs smack into reality. And we smack into reality 3 times every week on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And we do have a whole framework in place. Matthias, do you want to introduce that to all the newcomers?
Yes, we have a framework for you guys that forms 3 boxes every week. And in the first box, we have self-development and leadership. And during this episode, we are focusing on my personal journey, growing as a human being and a leader. And then we have the Wednesday box here. And then we talk about all the things I'm learning in the entrepreneurial process.
Yeah.
Yes. And then every Friday we have another box here, and this is where we focus on my weekly self-inventory. We talk about things I could have done differently. We are also going through things I have learned, and then we are celebrating the victories.
Yes,
and
we are.
Yes, and that's the framework. So welcome to MattGron Talks. Please take it away, Svea.
Okay, back to me, to my studio over here. And our topic for today is a people topic, a topic about the team. And I've said it before, I'm going to say it again. Every time I come to the office, I really feel there's like this really great team spirit there. I feel everyone is helping each other. It's really nice to come there, and I always feel very welcome. So I know that team spirit and collaboration is very much in place at iGoMoon. But, I was wondering about competition, teamwork, and I was thinking, is it possible that you have, teamwork and collaboration on the one side, but you also have competitiveness on the other side? Is it possible that both of these things coexist within a team? Long question, but this is my question to you.
Wow, yeah.
Yeah, why do we start?
My answer is not as long as your question,
okay.
Because I think they coexist, yes. And I think, if you really want to succeed, creating something, and that means you actually need, people around you. You need to build team. You need to. If you want to develop something, you need to create something that the team, the company, actually reach for.
Yeah.
And in my, for me, reaching for something like this is what we want as a team, that is competitiveness.
Yeah.
Because you can't reach for anything without competing.
Yeah, that's true. It's a good motivator, and I feel it's good to have a goal in front of you you're working towards to. Can you give some examples how competitiveness looks like at iGoMoon?
The first example that comes to my mind is, when we try to beat our own, personal best records, it could be revenue. As an example, or sales goals, or labor utilization rate goals.
Yeah.
We basically try to beat our own personal best records.
Yeah, sounds like team goals.
Yeah. That's team goals, and then you can break it down. If you want the team to achieve something, you definitely need to break it down, and that if we break a team record or a company record, that probably means that we during the week that some people also did their personal best record as well. So
true, yeah.
And so that's what I mean. I think they coexist, and I think from a leadership perspective, to create competition, like healthy competition, and actually create a drive. I don't know if that's a word even.
Yeah.
I what I'm trying to say is that if I'm the leader, if I lead you, Svea, I need to pay attention, I need to listen, and I need to understand what drives you.
Yeah. Now you said that, you talked about healthy competition there. And I think we also talked about it probably in the Monday episode when you were talking about your own goals and yourself, that is really the healthy way of competing is against yourself, because you don't know where anyone else started. And I know we said it before, but I still think it's important to mention that again. I think you can really only compare to where you were a month ago, a year ago, 5 years ago. That's only fair, right? I mean, you don't know where anyone else started. But maybe I'm a bit influenced here because I know we did at some point an episode about the sales team, and I know that there is actual competition going on. But is there also, now we looked at like a team goals and achievements within a team. Are there also some competitions going on where actually people compete against each other at iGoMoon?
What do you mean? Like when you ask that question, do you mean if we are arranging competitions, or are you asking if people are competing? Because I think the willingness to compete against yourself is the number one factor to actually change anything in your life or achieve anything. Yeah. So that's my point. Like, if we're talking about competition, the willingness to compete is everything.
Yeah.
Like compete with yourself. Like, this is where I am today. This is where I want to be tomorrow. Okay. I will face obstacles. Like what I'm ready to sacrifice to actually take myself from here to over here. Like for me, the most unhealthy competition you can actually do is actually to compare yourself with others. We have been talking about that, in other episodes, and I think that also stopped me for a long time when I didn't went out and execute against my goals because I was comparing myself with others. So
yeah.
So that's my point. There is always some kind of competition going on, and some people have probably a much higher willingness to compete, and there is other people that might not compete. I think also when we are talking about this, I think people define competition in so many ways. Like we are repeating competition here, and like, what is competition for you, Svea?
I think when I think of,
like, when you say competition, what is competition for you?
I think of the workplace, and I feel, okay, I have a role as something, and I feel competition, it's hard to explain. I feel there are, like you said, these things that are maybe set by the company. So maybe I had one workplace where it was about, I don't know, who has the most collaboration with someone at the end of the month. That was one of those. But I feel like I hear also when you talk, there's all this other kind of competition that you kind of create yourself, maybe it's not a goal that the company sets for you, like, okay, whoever hits 100 collaboration first wins this month or gets a bonus. But there's this level of competition. It's like kind of subconsciously, and you're like comparing yourself to the others, and you yourself want to be better than the others, but it's not necessarily something that the company set up or something. And I feel that's also the same when I hear you talking, that you are really encouraging the healthy competition, compete against yourself. And I don't feel like you have like that you are motivating people to compete against each other. I feel this is not what you want, right?
We are competing. We are competing against each other at iGoMoon, I would say.
Okay. And
I mean, it's the same thing. In a healthy sports team, the team is probably, there is a lot of competition going on in that team as well. So I think like if the question you ask, like, I think which is super important. That's why I asked you. Why I said earlier, like I think it's so important as a leader. If I should lead you, I need to pay attention and listen. What drives you? Because if you don't have the right, like iGoMoon drives, then iGoMoon is not a good. iGoMoon is not a good place for you.
Yeah.
So and at iGoMoon, I mean, like we are a service-based company. Like there is things you do at a service-based, like a growing company that must trigger you. You must feel it's fun to, have some kind of self-leadership and keep track of your hours and I have done this amount of hours. That's my personal best before. I need to have the willingness to kind of, beat that record. It's the same driver that maybe, I mean, which is your favorite mobile game?
Tetris. I'm old
Tetris,
school.
Yes. Yeah. I have played tons of Tetris as well. Is there some competition going on when you play Tetris?
100% against myself. Yes, you're on
100%. 100%.
I want to beat my personal best.
Yeah, you have like everything going on in that game. Like you have all kind of ingredients of competition, and that's my point.
Yeah, I understand.
Like every person, they you need, as a leader, you need to figure out what drives them, because you need to create a Tetris for everyone.
I love that. Okay, that's our takeaway here. Create the Tetris for everyone, so that everyone can perform to their personal best abilities. You
need to pay attention. You need to listen what drives them, and I think the willingness to compete against yourself is the number one ingredient to like achieve anything in life.
Yeah. And also when I hear about your onboardings and the kind of people you look for, I know this is also something that people know when they start at iGoMoon. They know there's lots of self-leadership going on. So
you must have that. It's like, the self-starter like attitude.
Yeah, that's kind of what I meant, that from my experience that, there were like these kind of goals that were set by the company. But what I think I meant a similar thing when I was working. There were these goals were one thing, but my personal goals were the other thing, because I naturally wanted to be better than my colleague. I wanted to have more collaborations this month just because I wanted to, And I think this is what you meant, like the drive and self-leadership and like trying to make the best out of your work. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, but the reason why I geared up there a little bit, because I felt you lured me in to talk about values.
Yeah.
Like, we were almost ending up talking about values versus like competition. Like, okay, is there like bad competition? Let's say, I'm stealing work from my colleague to look good. Like, but then I think then we're not talking about competition anymore. Then we are talking about like, values, culture.
Yeah. I didn't want to steal work from my colleague. I just wanted to have more collaborations. Just wanted to clarify that here. But no, I know what you mean. But I love the Tetris metaphor. It's very fitting. And I would say let's end the episode with the Tetris. I love that. And otherwise, or do we have anything to add? Otherwise, I would say let's call it a wrap for today.
Let's call it a wrap.
Okay, well then everyone, what's your favorite mobile game? Let us know below in the comments. And also, of course, if you have any questions or ideas for future episodes, don't be shy. Please reach out to us and subscribe to the channel if you like what we're doing. Give it a like and also ring the bell so you don't miss the next one on Friday. And Mattias, thank you as always for sharing and see you in the next one.
Thank you, Svea, for asking and contributing.
With Tetris, of course.
Yes.
Always. See you in the next one. Bye-bye.
See you in the next one, guys. Have a great. Bye.
Sometimes these surprising outcomes are so funny. I was happy I came up with my favorite game because I only have one game on my phone. I'm like, I don't know. What is this game? Tetris. Tetris. Actually, I had this. Do you remember these old, huge Nintendo ones? Like these really old one Nintendo Game Boy, the first one, this brick. I had that.
Yeah.
My mom bought that. Yeah. And she was young.
That's so fun. You said Tetris.
Yeah. My mom had this thing.
Thought,
and what would I play?
I thought you would either say Tetris or Snake.
Really? Well, not a bad guess, yeah. But I was like, my mom bought this when she was in her end of her 20s. She bought this huge Game Boy. When I was old enough to play this, I must have been, 6, 7 or something. We only had Tetris. So I always played Tetris and I became a little pro. And then I was quite happy when I found it, for smartphones these days. So, and still the same song. Just a bit more on steroids today, because the kids these days need some more, I don't know, dubstep, I don't know.